She kept me on my toes.
Mags loved going to the library. She got into this little phase of love you, love you, love you. Now I was like, baby, why do you feel the need to tell us so much? She said, there might be a time that I'm not going to be able to tell you.
I think we would describe Maggie as bright, imaginative, fun-loving.
Adventurous.
She kept me on my toes, and I always had to stay one step ahead of her. The last day of school for kindergarten, and she got off the bus, and I was waiting for her on the porch. She slouched down in the chair next to me, and she said, "I'm bored." And I said, "Really? The first day of summer, you're bored?" And I just laughed it off and said, "Will you work with me and we can plan some stuff for the summer that you're interested in?" Which gave way to the Summer of Science experiments.
Oh, yes. Mags loved going to the library. That week, she came home with several science books. So we titled it the Summer of Science because we wanted to do videos of all the science experiments. Her favorite was the volcano, but also she wanted to be a YouTube star.
Never actually made it to YouTube because I wouldn't have that. But we have several videos of her asking people to give her a thumbs up if they liked her video and like me, subscribe to my page. She knew all the language for it.
We're gonna do a shotgun video another.
I told Sean early on, I said I want her to be involved in lots of different things and get exposure to lots of different avenues. One of those was gymnastics. There was our small stint with dance.
Then we went into soccer, was actually the first team sport that we did. It was on the last night as we were driving home of our second season that she said, "Hey, I don't think I want to play soccer anymore." And I was like, "Well, why don't you want to play soccer?" And she goes, "There's a lot of running." Well, okay, I think I've got a sport that we could probably get you into that's not a lot of running. And I think that kind of opened the door for softball.
Here we go, purple power on three. 1, 2, 3, purple power!
She was really starting to hit and all those little things that you really like to see as a dad, just watching your player on the field. But she loved her friends. She loved the girls that she was meeting at the park. She loved concession stand candy. And so I just wanted her to have that opportunity as far as meeting new girls, being a part of a team, so it's not just an only child type thing, and just having fun.
I was reading a book by Brene Brown. In that book, she had a parenting manifesto, a wholehearted parenting manifesto, and it was talking about character traits that you would like to see nurtured in your family, with each other, and with your child. And while I was making this diagram, she came up beside me and said, what are you doing? And I kind of explained it in the best way I knew how, which was I'm trying to map out a way that I can be a better mama. And then she said, "But I want to do my own." And I said, "Absolutely." So I just turned a page in my journal and she started writing some of her rules for life. Be welcome. Love others. We will be kind. Girls and boys are different. Be really good. Love everybody. Smile every day.
She got into this little phase of love you, love you, love you. Daddy, I love you. Mama, I love you.
She was more expressive. Yeah.
Very, very expressive. It was every morning, every night. And it was one night that I carried her back into the room and Kelly was in there and I put her down. I was like, "Baby, why do you feel the need to tell us so much?" She said, there might be a time that I'm not going to be able to tell you. And I just want you to know.
When the time had come to make a decision, we were approached about organ donation. For some reason, it wasn't a process or a decision that we had to deliberate.
We looked at each other and we both said yes.
Yes.
That's almost the same.
Our tragedy and our situation, I would be glad to know that there would be some type of hope out there for another parent whose child is fighting for their life. And if we can give a couple of families that hope, then it's not in vain. To our knowledge, there were at least 4 individuals that received the gift of life that day.
The Sunday morning that we woke up, and I turned on my phone, and all of a sudden there was a Miracle for Maggie Facebook page. And then all of a sudden it was, there's 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. And I think at some point there were 20,000 people that were following the story and wanted to just praying for her, praying for us, and had that connection through social media. But it was also at that point that the softball family all over the country were gathered together in prayer, and they would share that picture. They would write number 7 on their arm, or they had gotten the bow in her color, and the whole team was going to wear it. They just wanted us to know that, hey, you guys are part of this family.
We all heard about Maggie's accident through the community, and we were practiced one night, and after everything had happened, and we remember Sean walking up to the park, and he come and sat on the field by himself. We wanted to show, not just me, the entire community. I'm just a small portion of this. I mean,
the middle school team at the time, that team, they basically adopted her. I think they adopted us.
Between Friday and Wednesday, M7 formed, and it just blew up out of nowhere. Normally it takes a season for any competitive team to form to be able to any good. It was magical. These girls, from the first pitch, act like they played together for years. From the uniforms, to the name itself, M7, to the way it formed, and they played their hearts out. We played against some competitive teams that day.
So once we got to the championship game, it was a close game, and then we ended up losing. But we were still excited that we got that far and we got second place and everything.
So there were moments during that game. It was it was back and forth, and it was just so exciting. And there were moments that all this time sort of stood still for a minute. And it looked like I was watching microscope.
So these girls every day, it's become, every time they put that helmet on, every time they have a game day and they put the ponytail holder on, it is a reminder. And so when we see them, I give them the biggest hug. We all love them.
Register to become an organ, eye, and tissue donor at legacyofhope.org.